The Harmattan sun hammered Accra with a dry, stinging heat that settled on everything: people, cars, tin roofs. For 10-year-old Kweku, the heat was just another obstacle in a life already stacked with them. He belonged to no house. His room moved nightly, beneath a footbridge at the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, inside a shuttered market stall, or in some narrow alley no one noticed. He was thin enough that his ribs pressed against a faded, ripped Black Stars jersey. His once blue shorts were a tired patchwork of dust and mended seams. Barefoot, his soles knew the bite of broken glass, the scorch of tar, and the slick give of mud and garbage. Yet his eyes, sharp, dark, always measuring, missed nothing. Watching was how you survived. He rose before dawn, when Accra was cool and hushed, to collect plastic bottles, aluminum cans, and bits of scrap. He drifted toward the rich neighborhoods, cantonments, airport residential, and East Legon, where people tossed things the poor could sell. He rarely hunted for food. Half-eaten pastries and rice bowls had punished him with days of stomach pain. Recyclables were his gold. He knew which streets got early rubbish pickup, which compounds had sleepy guards, which dogs only barked. By the time the city roared awake, trochos honking, vendors calling, he was already trudging toward a scrapyard on the outskirts, where men weighed metal and bought plastic without a glance at who brought it. That morning's haul was small, but enough for a loaf and a couple of sachets of water, maybe even a tiny plate of wakye if fortune smiled. He pocketed a few crumpled CD notes and fought the urge to eat immediately. The day was young. There was more to earn. Kweku's side gigs were as proof of grit, carrying traveler's bags at lorry parks, darting between cars with a squeegee to clean windscreens before drivers shooed him off, and offering fast hands to Makola and Kaneshi market women, running errands, stacking goods, hauling crates. He had learned the street's delicate choreography. Look needy enough for pity, but not filthy enough for disgust. Move quickly, but not suspiciously. Ask boldly, but never beg to the point of chase-off. By late afternoon, the furnace of the day eased. With enough coins for a proper meal and maybe a cold soda he could taste in his mind, he headed to a quiet strip behind a row of locked shops where he planned to sleep. That's when he heard it. A low, broken sound near a bulging refuse bin outside an abandoned building. He hesitated. Empties like that hid danger, but the sound surfaced again, a raw human hurt. Curiosity tugged him forward. Behind the bin lay a young woman, half hidden by flattened cartons, clothes torn and hair matted. Her belly was round and tight. Pain had drawn lines across her face. She pressed a hand to her stomach and let out a weak groan. Kweku had seen hunger and fights, but this pierced somewhere tender. A foggy memory of his late mother's gentleness floated up and steadied him. He approached slowly. She startled, then relaxed when she registered only a small, ragged boy. "Are you okay?" he asked softly, already knowing the answer. "My baby," she rasped. "It's coming." Panic rushed him. He knew nothing about childbirth. Hospitals meant questions and money, neither of which he had, and they rarely had patience for boys like him. Still, he couldn't walk away. He slid the cartons into a flatter bed, eased her onto it, and used his jersey to wipe her sweating brow. "What's your name?" he asked softly. "Nadia," she breathed. "I'm Kweku. I'll help." He sprinted to a kiosk, spent precious coins on water and biscuits, and hurried back. She sipped, nibbled one biscuit, and sagged against the wall. Night pressed in, full of distant sirens, trundling trucks, and tinny music. Kweku sat guard, listening to her breathing, feeling a new, heavy responsibility drape across his shoulders. He promised quietly, "I'll look after you and the baby. You won't be alone." Dawn found her calmer, but weak. He needed real food and more money. "I'll be back, I promise." In Accra, promises mean little. From Kweku, they meant everything. He hustled through Koneshi, shouting offers to carry sacks and baskets, weaving between stalls, earning nods from those who'd noticed the quick, honest boy before. The sun turned the market to fire, but by noon he'd made enough to buy 2 plates of jollof with plantain and fish, bottles of water, and, on impulse, a tiny white baby onesie at a used clothes stall. He brought everything back. Nadia ate slowly, eyes bright with relief. When he showed the onesie, tears pooled. Her thank you was small but full. She shared fragments of a life that seemed like a fable to him. A childhood in airport hills, shining floors and clipped lawns, a man who had promised forever but vanished when she got pregnant, and a family whose pride cut her off. Around her neck hung a slim gold chain with a ring engraved Kwame. "My husband," she whispered, "gone." She said no more, and he didn't pry. They needed safer shelter. Kweku scouted until he found a half-built structure guarded only by a rusted zinc fence with a gap. Inside, a ground-floor storeroom with a door and small window felt like a miracle. He ran to fetch Nadia, but when he arrived, pain had surged back. The baby was coming. He supported her, half-carried her through the dim streets and the gap in the fence, and settled her on a pile of old cement bags. The air thickened with the raw smell of birth. A candle Kweku had scavenged weeks earlier threw trembling light. Nadia's cries rose and fell like waves. Kweku's courage wobbled. He needed someone who knew. He thought of Auntie Acey, the food seller near the Circle flyover, who sometimes saved him leftovers and always spared him a kind word. "Don't leave," Nadia pleaded. "I'll run like a trocho. Before you count to 100, I'll be back." He sprinted barefoot through sleeping streets, breath ragged. When he banged on Auntie Acey's shutter, suspicion softened to concern as she saw his stricken face. "A woman is in labor," he said. "Please." Minutes later, she arrived with hot water, cloths, a small knife, and steady hands. Her voice, calm, mother-sure, filled the room. "Breathe with the pains. When it grips, you push." The hour stretched forever. Nadia's cries, water steaming, candlelight shaking, Kweku fetching and holding and praying. Then a final tearing push. Silence. Then a thin, fierce cry. A life announcing itself. Auntie Acey cleaned the newborn, Flame sterilized the knife, tied and cut the cord, wrapped the child, and laid him in Nadia's arms. For a moment the room felt sacred. "A boy," she smiled. "My son." She looked at Kweku through tears. "I'll call him Nira, blessing, because God has done well, and because of you." Before leaving, Auntie Acey pressed instructions on Kweku. "Warmth, water, cleanliness. You are a brave boy," she said, resting a hand on his shoulder. "But this is only the beginning." The candle burned lower. In the hush, Kweku watched mother and child sleep and felt a fierce love he'd never known. He blew out the flame and lay nearby, smiling into the dark. For the first time, he felt at home.
Days slid into a gentle routine. At first light, Auntie Essie would appear with pepper soup and hot water, fuss over the baby, and teach Nadia gentle care, how to wrap him snug, how to calm the squalls. Kweku became provider and protector in a child's body. He scavenged before dawn, sold at the yard, bought bread, fruit, and water. In the afternoons, he cleaned windscreens, carried loads, ran errands. A few regulars began to seek him out. "Call that small boy, he's fast." Evenings, their small family huddled around candlelight. Nadia would hum lullabies. Kweku would watch the baby's tiny hands curl and uncurl, content to let hunger wait a little longer. Piece by piece, he upgraded the room. An old foam mattress scrubbed and covered. A crate for a table, cloth for a curtain. Still poor, yes, but theirs. Nadia shared more of her past, always in quiet fragments. A father bound by image, a gentle mother gone too soon. Kwame, real love, a secret marriage, and the sudden accident she suspected wasn't one. Her family's verdict had been swift and cold, disgrace, expulsion, silence. Kweku didn't fully grasp the politics of wealth and pride, but he knew loss when he heard it, and admired the courage in her voice. Then reality knocked. One hot afternoon, 2 security men patrolled the grounds. "We'll seal this fence tomorrow," one said. Kweku hid in a bush, heart racing, and waited them out. Inside, Nadia clutched the baby, eyes wide. "We'll be chased out," she whispered. "Not yet," he said, forcing calm. That night, he dragged a heavy corrugated sheet over the gap to buy them time. But as he sat staring at the stars, he admitted what the night had told him. This wasn't a forever home. The baby would need more than patched curtains and borrowed safety. They needed money, more than bottles and windscreens could bring. The next morning, Kweku looked at the city with new eyes. Everybody hustled, but the smartest sold what people always needed: water, gum, snacks. He could turn his speed and sharp eyes into a tiny business. No more just scavenging. Start trading. The thought put steel in his spine.
If you've enjoyed this part of the tale, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That way, you'll be the first to know the moment the next chapter drops. Drop your thoughts in the comments too. What do you think will happen next? Your guesses might just be closer to the truth than you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where the story continues and the mystery deepens.